right, well, hello and welcome back. As I'm going to wait for this to scroll, and then we'll go back as we have the Pharaohs taking on the Bandits here. Hoping it's a good game. Obviously, Luxor are going to enter as favorites, but we'll see if the Bandits can get it done. Here you're seeing the Pharaohs' schedule of the regular season. Of course, we'll get to their quarterfinal result in just a bit. Let's go back and pause. You can see pretty much wins across the board. Couple losses in there to a strong Mudcats roster as well as a Peking Demons roster. But that second one they already got revenge for. Now that does leave them with a 9-2 record, which is, as I mentioned in the Discord, better than any other team. If you go to the Pixel standings, everyone else was 8-3 or 7-4. And if you go to the Prism standings, the top teams were all 8-3. So really just better, I think you gotta say. And so we'll see, as we'll now go over to the Bandits. You can see a bit more spread out, but a bit more losses, starting out with a tough first 2 weeks, and then a tough middle, and then that one loss at the end. So still a positive record, sitting at 6-5, earned them the number 5 seed, but some results they can try to avenge, and they already have gotten one. As if we go to our bracket, you can see Birmingham took down Honolulu in the quarterfinals in the same way that Luxor took down Deadwood. Now that Deadwood series especially was one that Deadwood had won, 7 or 8 in a row? Or no, I'm mixing up teams. But Deadwood had won 4 in a row since making this roster, including beating both Missouri when they were undefeated and Luxor as one of obviously their 2 losses. So has to be said that don't think I should be that quiet, but I can turn myself up if I need to. But obviously, Deadwood had the momentum, and people did start to fear for Luxor. But in the end, they come out. They still get the win, as you can see, the only one to end in less than 6 games. And they move on. Meanwhile, on the other side, Birmingham, we saw, got swept by Honolulu in the regular season, had been kind of so-so, but they move in against Honolulu. They take a win where I believe they won 4 games in a row after going down 2-0. So it's absolutely a big result for them. Now, Honolulu have had their moments. Lost to Boston, lost to KC to start their streak. You know, all these results that does start to make you think about Honolulu, that maybe you're not surprised. Okay. Shade, your name is confusing. Shade, you confuse me. But anyway, I believe we do need one Luxor player to leave. We will move to our stats before that happens. You can see Stewie and Nessie are your key players, with it being a lot more spread out for the Bandits. The averages are in favor of Luxor, which again, best record, haven't really had a bad streak. Makes sense their averages would be high. Okay, no, I don't think anyone's left. Yeah, Shade's, by the way, because I'm not sure we'll see him play, which this would probably count as something you should put in name changes, but Shade's name is Stewie, and then in parentheses, Shade. So he makes sure you know who he is, but his name is also Stewie, as now Shade will leave. So I called it out because I didn't think he would stay in for the game, but funny. As it looks like we are good to go. So, like we see, Luxor won in their regular season game, although that was only week 1. And Luxor have had a better season, and they have the better stats. Everything's lining up for them to be the favorite, but will we see it on the field? Let's see if we have any of our trademark lag. There we go, a little bit to start. Usually it at least drops and stops as we go on, but we'll see. This one 50'd over to the side. Bacon trying to jump for it. We have seen Luxor as well rocking the Falcons decal. I believe 2 of them have it, as there's an early shot block to the side. As always in these games, the first goal does feel like it should be important for Luxor. They're the favorites. They want to cement that they are the better team, get that moral victory. And for the Bandits, especially coming off 4 straight wins to close out the series last week. If they can score first, and that's the confidence for them, showing that they can get this upset. And it looks like it might be. Mew gets goal 1. Myth tries to get it away, but it's back to his own half. Mew beats Bacon, and it's post in for Birmingham to score first. So there's the start for the Bandits, which I believe all of them using, I think that's the Vitality decal. Not the Dignitas one they were using early season, but still a bit of a uniform. This one's now passed across again. Stewie off the left wall, off the back wall, trying to drop it down, but Nessie's there uncontested. Now down from the ceiling again. Bacon looking to get it forward. A mythical jump. He'll get it off the corner. It'll bounce across. That's an awkward touch by Couch, and it's gonna go in. Bacon ties the game. We did see early in that series some defensive miscues. This'll be one. Couch trying to get to it. It might have been an accidental backflip, but it's just an awkward touch out. And Bacon is there to punish it. So the Bandits score first, but they will not hold their lead for long. Good bounce back by the Pharaohs, and they tie it up pretty immediately. So we're right back to parity. Bacon gonna get a pop up in the air, not very far downfield. That one's awkward for Nessie, but he'll find Couch. Gets one back into the corner. Nessie trying to wait. Demo comes through by Couch. Up in the air. Mew jumping, but Myth has the read. Dropping down again. Couch off the back wall, looking for a bump. Stewie evades. He'll get the clear away. It is on target, but Mew will get the touch. It'll bounce out off the corner. Mythic waiting. Pass across. Stewie's up. Drops it down. Sends it in. 2-1. Luxor take the lead. They've now scored 2 straight. It's a passing play just over Couch. There's nothing he can do. And the Pharaohs turn the momentum and put themselves in front. The onus back on the Bandits, trying to take it right back. Good shot by Nessie, but Stewie has a save. Couch on the follow, blocked by Stewie. Now down into the blue half again. Mew will bring it down, but Bacon's already diving. He'll dunk it around the outside. Nessie trying to get it away, but it's just down from the ceiling. Mythic diving in again. A good 50 off the corner. Stewie's there. Just away for now, but Bacon will jump in next. Double commit for Birmingham. Once again, need to see them get that connection. Felt like that was the difference early in the series. Kind of diving, jumping around each other, making mistakes. Then they really took the time to reset, get the confidence, get the trust. And it really flipped the whole series. So we'll see how early they can do that, as we have seen a couple of these mistakes early on. But of course, against a team like Luxor, not going to give you many chances to get it. You need to take that on yourself. You're now trying to pop it away, but it'll be Bacon to dunk it back in. That's on target, but Nessie jumps back and gets it to the side. Mythic now waiting again. Up in the air. Fakes down low, but it's too awkward for Stewie, and Couch will get it past midfield at least for a moment, as Bacon sends it right back in. Nessie now lets it go. Stewie there. Double commit, but neither can find a good shot. Bacon got the touch in the end, and it just bounced wide. Now the counter for the Bandits. Couch to the back wall. Won't get the double. Stewie trying to jump. Will get it over Mew. He'll look to get back to it as well. Does get a reset. A weak shot on target, but the dunk will help. Fortunately for Couch, not reading the miss. Not able to take a shot. And the Bandits once again will get a clear. Now out to the side. 100 seconds to play. Bandits still trailing by 1. Good pinch forward by Mew. Out to the side by Mythic. Nessie dropping it down. Stewie off the corner. Couch will let it go back. Mythic waiting. Mew takes it away, but it's right to Stewie. Stewie now straight forward. Couch will let it to the side. Stewie trying to jump to it again. Will beat Couch to it. Bacon, though, will miss, and Nessie will get it down into the corner. Couch steals the boost, but now he abandons its free control for Mythic, although he gives it away. Mew, backboard again, but no shooter. Bacon will get it away. Mythic trying to pick it up as well. Doesn't have boost, but he'll stall a bit of time, and he'll force a save. Couch now trying to cut downfield, but dunked and 50'd right back into his half. Mew off the left wall once more. Double commit for Luxor. It's a lateral touch. Stewie will have to wait back, but he's rewarded for his patience as it falls right to him. Nessie, though, another shot. Mythic doesn't have boost. He still gets the touch. 40 seconds to go. Mew around the corner again, staying there. 50 up high in the air. No one can jump for Birmingham. Nessie tries, but he's too far away. Another double commit. The communication at least lets Mew drop, but he's still not there for this one yet. Now he'll go. On the outside, low boost for the Bandits, and that touches right to Mythic, although he does give it back up. Mew forward. Nessie running onto it. Won't be able to get the 50, but Bacon will miss, but Mythic is there. 15 seconds. Bandits need to go full field. This one's still in their corner. Mew trying to get it down the sideline. Stewie is there. I went forward for a moment. Now Nessie to Mew. Can't get a touch. Nessie again, 50. This one will center. Couch is there. Still floating. No boost for the Bandits, and Bacon's able to find the floor. A good start. A good fight. But the Pharaohs, those 2 goals in the middle, just too much to overcome. And they managed to find the win. Looks like they outshoot by 2 and they outscore by 2. Obviously a good ratio to have. As it appears we'll not have a timeout, of course, unsurprisingly. But as we move forward to our game number 2, it is Pharaohs who start out 1 game to the better. But like we said, best of 7, it's a long series, plenty of time for the Bandits to bounce back. So will they be able to, or can the Pharaohs keep the pressure on? Can they move up to 2-0, or will we move back to a tied series? That will be the main question here as we move to DFH. So going to play it up off the left wall. Stewie trying to go. We'll get a 50 with Couch and does win it as well, and Bacon will be there first next. Bouncing back down to him, we'll get a boost. He'll get another chance at this. Couch trying to get it away, will get by Bacon, but Stewie's there, although he'll miss. That'll force Mythic to reset now. He'll have to slow it down, and he'll lose the 50. Now starting from their own half again. Stewie off the left wall, can't get the double. Bacon's there. It's a little high for now, but Mythic finds the target. 1-0 Pharaohs. 3 straight goals. A bit of an overcommit and a good punish. Couch did well to force them back, but they spring forward, and the Pharaohs still score first. Another kickoff one right to Nessie. He'll try to control it up, but has to give it up to Mythic in the end. This one is high, but they need a touch. It'll roll out. Still in front of the net. Stewie wins the 50 for now. Looking for the tap back. No one able to jump. Nessie will just try to fake them. He does so. And you'll get the clear away. Now Mew chasing it up the corner. Gets the bump on Mythic. That'll open up space for Nessie. Nessie's shot. Had the power, but Bacon is there. Now up and around. Mew trying to jump, but he's backwards. Stewie finds it. On target. Nessie saves. Good diving effort by Nessie. Keeps the net clean, but not for long. Couch is too slow. Stewie doubles the lead. Nessie can only get an even 50. Couch trying to catch it. Stewie doesn't want to let him. And just dunks it right over him. Bandits this time just getting outfed. They cannot afford to take that time because Luxor are just going. Stewie trying to get it away. Mew trying to keep in. There's a demo on one. Might open up some space. Mythic, though, going to get it clear. Stewie, the doink forward. Couch trying to jump back. He's awkward. It's off the back wall. Stewie's there. That shouldn't be shootable. Bacon will look for a pass, but Mew will get it away. Been caught. Up to the ceiling. Bacon trying to get it away. Nessie up off the corner. Looking for a shot down. Stewie will get it away. Stewie now the catch forward. Looking for the play, but Mew just flips away from it. And Bacon has a free net. It's all falling apart here on DFH. Another overcommit. Another slight misplay. And the Bandits can do nothing to stop a third goal for Luxor. Now up by the ceiling again. Bacon trying to drop it down. It's off the corner. Nessie trying to catch it forward. Looking for a play, but it's off the left wall. Dropping down in front again. Stewie off the corner. Nessie will pop it up. He'll try to get back to it. He'll use all his boost. He will get past midfield. And it takes 2, but Mew will get into the corner as well. Stewie now will catch. Couch will dive in, even on the challenge. Nessie will jump early, and he will win it to the corner. Now Bacon has to get back, but he dodges the demo. He gets the clear, and he'll get a goal. Way too far forward on the push. Mew just too far upfield. and everyone else forward as well. They watch it roll downfield, and Luxor waltzing their way to a Game 2 win. Still plenty of time, but everything is going their way so far. So now the control, trying to catch it across. We'll go for the ground pinch. We'll get it off the left wall. Nessie now up high, but Couch gets a long clear. It was 2-1 Luxor Lemon. Bandits scored first, Luxor scored the next 2, and then it was like 3 minutes of no goals. Couch now catch off the back wall again. On the ceiling, Nessie looking for a shot. Will roll all the way down the sideline, now around the corner. Mythic trying to go. Bump's supposed to still gets to play. Nessie trying to recenter. If it was on, it might have had a chance, but Bacon will be able to get it away. Towards the back wall again. Mew able to get it out to the side. Trying to chase it again, but just out of boost, can do nothing as Mythic forces it in again. Now another challenge off the back wall. Ouch, trying to get it away. Bacon trying to get it forward. The Pharaohs win out once more. This one sent down to Mythic. He'll get the win against Mew, and he'll force Birmingham back again. Good bump by Bacon to buy some time as Stewie will 50 it. Mythic shot blocked by Mew. Now Nessie's alone. No boost. Will need a save, and Mythic dives in. Does get a 50, but still going backwards. So the Bandits at least get that block, but it appears they'll need many more, and all of them are more time where they're not getting offense, they're not getting goals, and they're just not getting a chance here on DFH Stadium. Game 1 was close, but this time Birmingham are making mistakes and the Pharaohs are making none. Another misjump there. I mean, we said it in the quarterfinal, it was 2-0, and then Birmingham managed to lock in, find the trust, and just play better. So need the same thing here. This isn't a death sentence, but they need this Game 3. 40 seconds left to go here, of course. We'll see if they can find some momentum. This one up in the air, Stewie, off the corner, dropping down. Well, the problem there is that Koala's not here. So that can't happen. As this is up in the air, Bacon looking for the shot, just dropping it down. No one's able to challenge. It's an aerial play for Bacon, and it's 5-0. It goes up, drops it down, and it gets sent in. I mean, fair enough. Give Bacon his play. Not sure they could have blocked it. Doesn't really matter to the end result anyway. The Luxor get one more, and as the clock ticks down low, it's now 5-0 for Luxor, and it will once again be a Pharaohs victory. So they will move up to 2-0, one away from match point. Now the onus is on Birmingham. Can they pull it back, or is the momentum just too strong? Of course, we'll see if we have a timeout as well. As Bacon this time, the one running over just about the whole lobby. We'll see if we have a timeout. In their first series, we didn't see it called, but of course, pressure is higher. We'll see. As I will say, everyone is ready up. And as the timer ticks down while I'm changing the map, it does not seem we're going to have a timeout. So, like I said, they did it without a timeout last time. They feel confident in the same. Birmingham will not use a timeout, and we will roll into Game 3. Pharaohs up 2-0, but in a best of 7, there's still time for the comeback, although it's dwindling lower and lower. Can Birmingham do it again? Can they find the big game win, or can Luxor start to build the tomb? Trying to drop this one down. Nessie look for the shot. Stewie gets up to save. Mythic popping it forward. I think the main thing we want to see change from that game too is just far too many overcommits. Felt like Luxor just kind of bullied them to get the lead early, and then from there on out, Birmingham were just getting desperate, pushing forward at everything and just getting counterattacked. So we'll see, of course, an early lead would help to change that. That's a dangerous chance, but I believe it was Bacon to get the 50 away on Couch's shot. We were looking for another one. Good pressure to start by Birmingham as Nessie inches from that bump. Couch is in the air. He'll get it off the back wall again, but no one able to jump for that. Has to be a catch, and will end up as a clear for Stewie. Another double commit. Couch gets it to the side. Now another double commit. Couch 50s it up in the air. Stewie now down off the corner. Nessie, flick across. Couch will jump. He'll get it off the left side. Now up high. Yet another double commit. Just feels, again, they're trying to rush things. Not getting the comms. And Mew can't get the save either. Once again, they go too far forward. This time, Mew can reach it, but can't get enough on it. Hits it with the wrong part of his car. It still goes in. And despite all of the pressure, it's still a Luxor first blood. I don't know if it's necessarily Couch. I think, because we've seen Nessie and Mew jump with him, that I think it's just kind of all of them. That they realize Luxor are putting the pressure on us. There you go. Hold on. Couch gets a goal back. It's pinched up, rolled around. And Couch able to beat Stewie. No one else in the net. There's the tie game. Can they use the momentum, though? I think it's an everyone problem, pretty much. They just need to get the comms, because Couch is someone who wants to take over the game. Nessie is someone who gets aggressive and can cut it sometimes. It's really just all of them that they need to get themselves set around each other. They all want to play fast because Luxor are forcing them to. So they need to make sure that isn't taking away from their comms, taking away from their coordination. That's a decent play. They managed to get the pinch forward. Lead away again. Nessie around to the left side. Bacon's going to pop it up. Couch going to play it forward again. Mythic down from the ceiling. He'll look for the follow. Of course he has it. And Luxor take the lead right back. Mew gets beat. Nessie gets bumped. He can only watch. Mythic taps it over him. And it's a 1-goal Pharaoh lead. Stewie gonna win it forward once more. Nessie trying to dive back, but Stewie wins the challenge. Bacon is across, but he can't get a piece of it. Couch now gets by Mythic, but he gives his life for it. Bacon taking it back. Stewie up in the air. Mythic, he had another demo. Couch, fortunately for Birmingham, will be able to get to it, and he will get this boost steal as well. Now he'll look for a demo, but Mythic will evade. Still, he had to jump for that. Now it's awkward, but still he gets it to the side unchallenged. Couch now diving in again. High 50 in the air. Mew has boost. He'll drop it down. Mythic gets a save for the moment. Couch, low boost total, will die. Bacon gets it by him, but it's right to Nessie. He'll pop it up high. Mew will be there. Quick shot. Stewie saves. Not enough placement on that one. 2 defenders set. They get it away. This one, though, double just high. Not sure the double was intentional. Almost worked out, but it will go a little off target. Now can't read that one, but the clear works out. Finds a gap and gets all the way downfield. Now it's up in the air by Couch again. Looking for the air dribble. Getting it down. Stewie another save. The demo's working as Mythic removed yet again. But can they actually get a shot? Because Bacon gets it away for yet another clear. And a pass. And a goal. So much pressure. But they can't break through. They forget about the defense. And they can only watch as Stewie puts an arrow through their heart. It's now 3-1, a 2-goal lead, 100 seconds to go, and we see yet another double commit. They're getting desperate, but it still might not be enough. Another chance just a little bit off for Luxor. Nessie now trying to win it forward. It's a double commit, pinch straight out, but still no one's there. Mew off the sidewall again. Stewie up in the air, bumped into a perfect air dribble, and the reset. What a shot. Stewie wants us done early. Mythic pull shots him up in the air. He stays with it, and the reset beats Couch. It's 4-1, and it's not looking good on Urban Central. Here now another catch, trying to get it down the sideline. It's by Mythic. Now the bumps come through, 50 out in front. Couch trying to stay with it. Pops out off the corner. Now bouncing back. A little jump. It'll be Nessie uncontested into the corner. Mew trying to pass it out, but it's way too low. And it's a free clear for Bacon. Now Couch trying to get it away. There's the atomic. We've seen it in the past, but Nessie manages to get the clear. Off the side, Nessie no boost to get power on it. Stewie will miss, but unfortunately it just doesn't matter. Instead of a shot, he just gets time. Couch will try to drop it down, but Mythic is there again. Now Stewie down the sideline will follow it, will bring it down, will waste the clock away. It gets cleared, but the time is clearing with it. Bacon, another shot, another save. 20 seconds to go. Nessie will try, but it's still off target. The clock gets down to single digits, and the time remaining for Birmingham is dropping with it. 3-0 quadruple finals point for Luxor. Will they blink, or are they just too much for Birmingham? As the ball falls for the third time and the Pharaohs claim their third win. We are going to see the timeout called. I'll wait till 40 to give them the time. But it's just not happening. Birmingham even outshoot them, but only score 1-4. We are going to see the timer start now on the timeout. I need to change the map. Hold. Okay. So, now the question, what can Birmingham do? Again, it feels like it's a dual-edged sword. The same way we saw for Boston, it's just the same problem here. As, in the end, Birmingham aren't playing terrible. However, they are making mistakes, and Luxor are playing so well, they can't afford that. I mean, you look at it, they're getting good pressure, they're out-shooting them, but some of them aren't good enough, and some of them, the defense is just good enough. You know, it goes both ways. And in the same way, every single time they push up too far, Luxor are there to counter. So yes, Birmingham are making mistakes, and that's their first step, to clean those up. But at the same time, Luxor just aren't giving them any space. So the same way with that Deadwood series, the credit has to go to Luxor as well. This Birmingham roster, I'll say not playing as well as Deadwood were so far, but against any other opponent, this is probably a closer series. Against Luxor, we're on the verge of a sweep. As we're down to 30 seconds left, getting towards the end here, I will say, Shade is not in the lobby. So, Bacon maybe cares about winning. Kinda gross, I know, but that might be where we're at. That just means for Birmingham, you get no chances. You get no freebies. You need to take it upon yourselves. Reset mentally. Believe in the reverse sweep. And just try to clean up your gameplay. As the time runs out, we'll let them know. And we will get ready for game 4. Couch's... Okay. No, you go away. Couch's favorite map. But can it spell the start of a comeback, or will it spell the death of his season? That's not a good start. Stewie already has a goal. Kickoff one right over Couch, right past Nessie. Mew turns upfield, and Stewie, a dagger in the hearts of Birmingham. They start from behind. Couch trying to win it forward. It's right to Stewie. He'll control. He'll get over 1. He'll get over 2. It's just Nessie back. He'll pop past 1, but he gives his life. Now a shot by Bacon. It's just off the post. And the ball not readable for Mythic, so he can't get the shot back in. Nessie now bringing it over to the right. Stewie looking for the pass. Bacon's there. Mew a save, but Stewie can't find the net. The woodwork calls his name, and he can't avoid it. Shot rings wide off the post. Of course, they still have a lead. They still have a 3-0 series lead. So that one could sting for later. Dropping down again. Couch look for the ground pinch. Not quite over it. Mew look for the double. Gets a bump as well. Dunk by Nessie, but it's still in the corner. There's still no shot. Couch tries. It's off target. Nessie's dunk so close. Couch doesn't have an angle on the dunk, though. They go corner to corner. They can't find the middle. It stays 1-0. Off the sidewall once more. This one dropping down. Nessie trying to get it away. Bacon dunked by Mew. Could there be a counter? Could there be a chance? That shot will not do it. Stewie, even with a low boost count, still able to get it. Couch now centers, but Mythic along clear. That'll force set Mew all the way back. Now Bacon's there. Mew can't do anything. Every time they get pressure, they break out. Mew is left alone, and they get scored on. Luxor play patient, and they strike when their prey is weak. Stewie trying to pop it forward again. This one now bounces down. How about Stewie? Ice in his veins. He doesn't read it on the first bounce, but he gets it off the ground. A guillotine for the goal and a guillotine for the series. 3-0, 3 minutes to go. The mental is getting harder and harder to maintain, and they don't have Koala to help out. It's getting away from Birmingham quick. Couch manages to catch this one at least. Buys time for his team. Still he pops it up. Couch dunks it away. Can he chase it down? It's looking like no. He plays it off the post. There's one. Good composure from Couch. He knows he has time. He passes it to himself. He sends it home. No shutout. It's now 3-1. Lead cut to 2. It's still a long ways to go, but at least it's a start. That might just end it, though. Mythic gets it right back. Mew dives too fast. Nessie dives too fast. They both get nothing, and Couch can only watch as it pops right over him. 4-1. They get the goal, but the moral victory is short-lived as they're pressed right back into their half. This one pushed across. Mew trying to stick with it. Up in the air dribble. Still looking for another touch, but it's dunked down. Nessie trying to get it out to the side. Now Mythic just going to dunk it right back in. Nessie high clear. Stewie is there. Once again, he's been everywhere in this series. Mythic now up for it. Mew will get a long clear. Couch diving. That's the redirect. How much can he do? That's the question, because he's trying to do it all. Mew gets a touch forward. Couch the redirect, and it's back to a 2-goal game again. 4-2. 2 minutes to play. Far from easy, but a lot farther from impossible, although yet... Okay, like, can we stop with the kickoffs? This time it's Couch. Couch tries to go too fast. He misses. Mew got too close. And all hope is gone yet again. Leads right back up to 3 because Mythic had an open net. Off the right side, Bacon fakes it down. Mew trying to dunk it back. Stewie towards the net. Nessie will drop it down again. Oh, really, Pit Cop? The 9-2 didn't tell you that. Yeah, but I mean, obviously, everything tells you they should be scary, and both playoff series have showed you why, and the fact that they are. You know, like the #1 seed. Man, this should be a scary team, but maybe they fall apart. You get to the playoffs. Oh, they aren't falling apart. how do we beat this team? That's kind of the question mark that we've got from the playoffs so far. As Nessie looking for a shot, it rings a little bit high. So true, Yak. This one across. And from the left wall, Couch, quick shot. Stewie saves. Honestly, could be a fun show match. Season 1 winners versus Season 2 winners. Back row again, Bacon trying to get it away. Is he just going to follow it back? No, he'll turn around. Bacon looking for a shot. Mew locks it away. Bacon, pop across, Mythic. It might be hard for Prism if Hanoi win, though. Palios to play on both sides. We'll worry about... Don't worry about that. He can figure it out, probably. He's fast enough. Anyway, though, we do have 40 seconds left to go here. Birmingham still fighting, still hoping for anything back. But it's just not happening. As we see yet another one go the other way, it turns into the most one-sided game we've seen yet. Stewie, a clear downfield. I mean, I say that game 2 probably still is, because Birmingham have had moments of hope here, but it's up to 6-2. A Barca, though distant, is a possibility, as we've seen kickoffs with Birmingham, but they're being less aggressive this time. He's just able to redirect it into the corner as the time ticks down. Final 10 seconds. Birmingham try to steal a spot in the final, but the Pharaohs' curse reigns supreme. They take it in 4 games, and they move to the grand finals. A strong showing in the quarters from the Bandits, but when faced with the number 1 Pharaohs, there's simply nothing they can do. Birmingham just outplay them, and they secure the sweep. Now, we will check on an interview. Of course, you assume we will. And I get a yes before I even have to send it. I think it's 9, right? I think you're Central, so it's 8 Central, but I think it's 9 Eastern. That second semifinal, just to be clear. But either way, we are going to have an interview, and so we will be back in just a little bit with our winners. And we are now back with Luxor. Somehow even easier than your quarterfinal. You get the sweep. How does it feel to be in the finals?
Oh, it feels good. It feels really, really good. GG's to Bandits. That was tough. They definitely looked a little bit out of sorts. They only ever had 2 people really seeming like they were having good chemistry at any given time. We took advantage of that.
Absolutely.
Hey, they made it this far. That's pretty good.
True.
Absolutely. Yeah. Big shout out to Couch. That's great run by that team.
Now, following up on what you said, Bacon, because we kind of saw something similar against Demons, I will ask, how much of it do you think was them struggling, and how much do you think was you forcing them to make mistakes?
I do think this one was a bit more of us forcing them to.
Gotcha.
I think the pace that we kept, we were able to keep them uncomfortable. That's where they were only able to ever connect 2 players. It never really looked like all 3 had good cohesion. And that's because either our pace at midfield or, yeah, I saw in chat, sometimes you just bang the ball downfield. If they were having trouble getting back, that's kind of where it opened up. So it was a little bit of both. I don't think we got the best Bandits today, um, and that's the result.
Now, I did see it said in the chat. Yak said Erie clear. I mean, Stewie, you're on both teams. Which side do you think is stronger? Erie last season or Luxor this season?
Um, I feel like this season because we got more passes this season and our stats are more like. I love Yak and I love Boomer. Don't get me wrong, but
Well,
like this season, we're we're shitting on people,
true.
and I'm
There
just going
there
for the
is
two.
quite a balance here.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're more balanced out than what Erie was.
And there is something to be said. You guys are more dominant, pretty clearly.
Yeah.
Either way, though, looking forward, obviously your opponent not yet decided, as Missouri will take on Boston tonight. Who do you think wins that, and how do you feel about the matchup?
I think Mudcats are going to win it. I'll be rooting for Boston. I don't think Mudcats deserve to be in finals after that Week
Whatever.
11 shit. But either way, it is what it is. Both teams are exciting. I hope we get a good series. I think if Cloudsy's playing the way that he has so far in the playoffs, that'll be enough to contest what Mudcats put out there. But we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope it's a good one, but congratulations on this win. We'll see how you face next week. Either way, though, congratulations on the win, and good luck then.
Thank you, Doggo.
All right. GG's, guys. Thank you.
All right. I mean, you heard it said. We pointed it out. It was the same problem early against Honolulu, that Birmingham really struggling with the cohesion. And I think they did have good moments, and they did put up a good fight. But like Bacon said, they were just playing so fast that it felt like any mistouch, any patience was immediately punished, as you have a long clear downfield or you have someone just diving in. And that is kind of the problem. You see this, I'd say more so in Prism, that you have these teams that just play so fast that it's really hard to play around. I'd say St. Petersburg were an example of that. I think a team like Hanoi are probably an example of that. That you have these teams that you really just need to figure out, what do you do about the pace? And I think a team that's able to do that in Pixel is just so strong, because the players in general aren't as fast and they aren't used to it, because less teams try to do that. But either way, obviously a dominant showing for Luxor. They will come out, take the win, and move on to the finals. Like we said, their opponent will be determined tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern in just over 3 hours. So make sure you're back here then, as Boston will take on Missouri. Pretty similar storylines to this one. A favorite, although one that struggled more, versus an underdog coming off a big upset. Hope it's a good game, but we'll find out then. Either way, that does it for now. So we'll see you tonight to finish out and fill out our Pixel Finals. See you then.